Right, I've just taken 2 chicks out of that incubator. They've been in there long enough. They've been in there over 24 hours and they're mixed in with those others nicely. Right, so put that back down. And then in this one, these ones are a week old. So I think there's 7 in one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 in there. Put that down gently. And then in this one is the 3 quail. There's 1 quail. They're tiny. Yeah. Right, out of the brooding shed. Must admit, in the last few days, that brooder shed has been getting ridiculous temperatures. So I'm gonna have to. The good thing is the temperatures dropping. We're now we've just gone through a little heat wave of about 4 days, so I'm gonna have to cut some vents in the top where I can shut them off when it's colder, but open them up to let hot air out because it was ridiculous in there. And I think that may have contributed why we're not getting so many of those bantam eggs hatch out, because there was 40 there and we've had 7, 8 hatch. That's not a very good percentage at all. So yeah, but another day and then I'm gonna have to turn that incubator off. There's Gerri our gosling. He's the one that was incubated. He's coming on really well. He's a lot bigger than all the other goslings, but he's on his own. But obviously, he looks like he's made some friends. Yeah. And the geese and the other goslings are over there. And funny enough, there's 11 goslings with them. I believe there was 12. I wrote down we had 12, and I reckon one's gone missing. But out of those 11, there is one which is so much smaller than the others. Let's see if I can see it. But he's half the size of the others. I don't know why. Anyway, so I'm stood in here. This is where obviously we're getting all the rat activity. Earlier today, come around to where we got our layers, and that food bin, I filled it up yesterday, and then this morning I come down and all that food was out of the food bin. And that's got to be a rat, and there's a hole, and I reckon that's a rat hole without a doubt. Yeah, and all that food. Of course, the birds will eat it, but if it rains, it'll get ruined. But I've got to solve the problem, and that's the rats. So I've positioned my tractor there, and I will be sat on the roof with my air gun looking this way, and hopefully now it's all strimmed, I'll be able to see them and shoot them. But I've got to make sure I don't hit any of these. Yeah, there's a female golden pheasant, and there's the male. Beautiful. Right, see you in a bit. Right, It's just gone 9 o'clock, sun's gone down, and this is my view sat on the tractor. So got the chicken pens covered, although the furthest chicken run is too far out of range for me, and swing round here. And the goose pen, I did see last time there was a couple of rats that had come out, and it was actually behind that nest box where the goose stood in front. So yeah, it's not bad. I was positioned over there next to that IBC with the tractor, but I couldn't pick up anything the other side of the chicken coops and brooder shed in this half of the run. So yeah, let's see how we get on tonight. All right, back in the Land Rover, and it's 11:05. Shot one rat. He was actually outside the chicken pen. He was near where the tractor was parked. I've moved it, and I see two in the chicken pen. But as soon as I zoomed in on them, they were gone, and I believe they probably getting a bit wary of the infrared on the scope. They see the infrared light, and I think they start to see that as danger, especially if they've been shot at. Yeah. Anyway, so got one, so that's another one to the tally. We'll get there. Right. See you later. Right, hello you lovely people. Welcome back to Hilltop Farm. And let me release the hounds first. Just turned up, it's Sunday. Wait. The annoying thing is, the last couple of days I've been up here doing lots of videos, and went down yesterday and to review some of the videos, and none of the sound was working, and it's to do with this microphone. We've sorted the problem out now, but it was sort of so many jobs I did, so much film footage I've done is all wasted because there's just no sound to it, which was very frustrating. Right, let's lift these dogs out. Oscar, come on. Got to lift poor old Oscar out because he's old, and the other two are waiting patiently. Goose, Willow, there you go. Off you go. Go and cause a nuisance to someone. Right, so I've come up here. Right, I'm going to give you like a recap of what I've been doing the last couple of days with no sound. So basically, I'm going to swing round. Everything has all been trimmed. I've trimmed the whole lot in the chicken pen to get the dock leaves down, obviously. And I've been coming up here like with my air gun trying to shoot the rats, and with the grass along it's difficult to be spotting them. So I've trimmed all that down, and then I did come up Friday night after I trimmed it. I positioned the tractor different location over behind me, and to give me a different angle of shooting. And I did manage to shoot one. I see a couple of others, but yeah, I only got one. We've now released the ducklings. They're out they're just strolling the area in the middle section. yeah, we've let them come out of their pen and let them mingled. We've got Gerri the Gosling, which is right over in the far corner. He's in his own little pen. We're just going to go and release him, let him come out with the ducklings and that. Chick wise, we've got 3 quail. Oh no, we haven't got 3 quail. Oh, we have got 3 quail. Nikki's just come out of the brooder, and one's passed. One of the bantams has passed away. Let's have a look. Where was that, on the floor?
Yeah, just under the heat lamp. But it wasn't looking that great anyway, was it?
No. Okay. All right. Right. So what we did have. So we got 3 quail in 1 box. That was the 8 quail eggs that we found that we weren't sure how old they were or anything. We just put them in the incubator, tried them, see how they're getting on. Just checking microphone's still working. Yeah. So in this box here, we have 3 quail, tiny little things. In this one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bantams. That's right. And yeah, they're a week old, just over a week old. And then in this box, not sure how many we've got left now in this one. This is the one where they're only a couple of days old. 6. One of them I can see has got a leg splayed out. So I'll have to have a look at her in a bit, but she has got a leg splayed out. She's not walking right. The incubator that had 40 eggs. So there were 6 chicks in there. Nikki's just pulled one out, which had died. And this is out of the 40 eggs, which we're going to switch off. Now, got a funny feeling. Oh, sorry, we'll just move around over here. And on this pen here, now they got the outside. There's 4 bantams in that one, which are, I believe, 3 weeks old. They're the same age as Gerri the Goose, who's happily, so she's been in this little triangle. So we're going to let her out today, and then just let them roam all this lot and mix with the ducks. Yeah, going back to the incubator with the 40 eggs. We had that heat wave over the bank holiday. Was it bank holiday? Yeah, it was. Yeah, and the temperature inside the brooding shed, when come up or open the door, it was just so hot, and I think it affected the temperature on the incubator, because the temperatures are the digital readout on the incubator, because it's an old one. It's sort of like you can't quite see the temperature. You got like press the little LCD I don't know what you call it, screen, and then you run it with your finger, and then you can see the temperature. But anyway, when we had that heat wave, the temperature inside the brooding shed was 40 degrees. I think it was even higher than that. And the temperature on the incubator was up high. If I remember, it was a similar temperature. It was 40 degrees. So I'm sure that's probably had an effect on the eggs in the incubator. Hence why we only had 7 hatch. So yeah, disappointing again. But yeah, I can't remember if I said it on the video, which didn't have no sound. But my plan is we've got past the heat wave now. The temperature's got back to normal, so we're back into the low 20s. So I'm going to cut some vents in the brooder shed at the back, and put some fine mesh over the holes, just to allow when we get that hot weather, to allow the heat to go out. And I'll put a flap on it so I can shut it off in the winter to keep it a bit warmer and when it's colder. So Yeah, I also trimmed around the goose pen, around the perimeter of it. Eventually, I want to make it so there's enough room to get my quad bike going around. And it also makes it more open, so you don't get any predators like foxes or anything like that sneaking up to the fence. The geese can see them before they get to the fence. So there's that side of it. Trying to think what else have we been doing. We've been planting obviously plenty of vegetables. I think we've got now everything in the ground. The last things that went in was runner beans and sweet corn. Just walk over the car. All right, Goose. No, I'm not throwing the ball for you. I went around a friend of mine the other day, and we were looking at her vegetable plot, and she was saying that having problems with birds and what have you. So you've been putting these in a vegetable plot. These little windmills. They're cheap enough. Get them online, and enough to deter the birds. So we bought 10 of these, and then we're going to place them in the vegetable plot. Keep the birds off. I've noticed sort of like the onions, the tops of the onions have been nibbled off. And I don't know whether that's rabbits getting in, because I've still got to put the bloody mesh up higher, because we did have problems with rabbits last year. Another job I've got to do. But on the onions, yeah, something's been nibbling the tops off. And so I don't know whether it's birds, rabbits, or slugs, or I don't know. But by putting these around, I'm sure that's gonna deter certainly birds anyway. Yeah, so got 10 of them, and they're just gonna sit there like that, and hopefully, yeah, deter any birds. So right, so I don't even know what I'm doing next. Maybe just go home and have a beer or something, or jump on the motorbike. That'd be nice. Yeah, I've got. Oh, another thing. I bought some rat poison. I've had to go down that road. I've got a proper rat box that you put the poison in, and nothing else. None of the birds will be able to get into it. So I'm going to put that in the box and see if we can get any of the rats eat the poison. Getting fed up with them now. I just want them gone. The other thing is as well, I've streamed it all. I can't see any of our quail. And I know the golden pheasants will be getting underneath one of the brooder sheds. I've got to put some mesh around there to stop them going underneath. I've got a funny feeling the quail might be under it. So I'm gonna have to try and see if I can push anything out. Only problem is if I started putting a stick underneath it, the quail would just sit there real tight. And I can't fence it in if I'm knowing that there might be something under, some birds under there. But there's certainly rats under there. I know that much. Yeah. So yeah, something else I've got to think about. Okay. Right. Well, I better get on and do some work. Stop chatting to you lot. Right. So we're just gonna catch Gerri, put a ring on, and then let her come out with all the other birds. So if I give you the ring,
Yeah.
and you want me to catch her, did I give it to her?
No.
There you go. Just take me out off. Right then, Gerri. Yeah. Come on then. That's it.
Right.
Right.
They're beautiful.
Guys, she's getting big.
Yeah, I know.
Watch her wing. She's got a wing. What's that? Right. Right. She'll probably run straight back in the triangle. Go on then. There you go. Yeah. Right. This is right. This is the rat bait station. So it's just a box, got a hole in, right, goes right through that. So the rats can access it either side. And there's a key that you just turn it, and it opens. Obviously, if it's locked, then other animals or kids can't get into it. Right. So if you see the two compartments, so the rat comes in here. You put your rat bait in there, and then really the only you check it and see if the bait has disappeared. If it's disappearing, obviously the rats are eating it. But you never know how many are actually dying for it. So, but if all the bait goes, you just top it up and just keep doing the process. I'm not sure how good the rat bait is, but I suppose any proof is in the pudding. Nikki got this online. I'm a bit reluctant to use rat bait, but right, okay, so right, so it's loose. Instructions. Well, tells you directions of use. Oh, read below information. Remove food which is ready. Oh, what? So I think it's just a case of. I think there must be 10 bags in there. I think it'd just be a case of cutting it open, pouring it in, and then putting it down. I'm just putting a glove on because I don't. Alright, so what I can tell from that, it's little grains of wheat with obviously some poison. Might as well leave that bag in there, haven't I? Yeah, little grains of wheat with some poison coating the wheat. Let's see if you. That's it there. Not sure. I don't want to touch the phone until I've finished this. There you go. So, yeah, to me it's just grains of wheat, and there's some blue. They look like they're just grains of wheat dyed blue, but obviously that's the poison. So, yeah. So then just lock the box up, turn the key. That's it, and hopefully they eat it and help me with solving my rat problem. Right, so I've just located it down next to that IBC. I know there's rat activity underneath that chicken coop. So yeah, just I suppose I'll just check it every now and then, and hopefully the poison is being eaten. Yep. Right, next job. Right, one of my next jobs I've got to do is this is the vegetable plot. We've got chicken mesh running up about a foot here. Should be actually onto the out way dogs. Goose. Yeah. Anyway, so the chicken mesh is up this high, and the rabbits are, I think, are just jumping straight over into Goose out of the way. The rabbits are just jumping straight into the holes under the stock fencing. So you're still in the way. Get out. Right, and so what I've got is this black mesh. See it? And what we'll do is I'm just going to put some hog rings and hog ring this black mesh above the chicken mesh, and that will stop, hopefully, the rabbits jumping. They'd have to jump a lot higher. So, right, let's go and do it. They're my hog ring pliers. They're just a bit like a staple gun, really. Run your hog rings in there, and then all you do is hold the mesh there, and then just put it over, squeeze the handle, and it's clipped. That simple. And then just work your way along. When I say that simple, what's going on with it? That's it. Like that, and it holds it in place. And then I'll just work my way along. And then join the bottom two. So I'll do one back here. Like so, and then keep going. Action. Right, what we've got here is a hole. We've had it just pinned up with a bit of wood for a minute, and obviously you can clearly see, you can get my hand in there, so I reckon that's another spot where rats have been getting in. Now, I don't know whether that's been chewed or whether that was cut with a strimmer when I was strimming underneath the thing, but it's a hole anyway. So got a bit of mesh here, just going to patch it over and stop them coming back through. Like so, and then just put some hog rings clips in it. I would like to add, if you're ever going to buy one of these hog ring clips, buy a decent make, not a cheap one, because this one's not the best. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a little bit temperamental sometimes, like now. And I've got Yeah, don't buy cheap. Doesn't pay. And this is a piece of crap. Let's put a couple in, join it to the floor. If it ever works. Don't swear, Rog. Come on, baby. That's it. Have my finger in a minute. Right, that's it. Right, whole patch done. Yeah, don't buy crap. Right then, girls. Yeah. You want some food? Don't know if you've seen those layer pellets. You see they're slightly different.
Oh,
Yeah, went to the shop where we got our layer pellets. Normally Nikki gets them, and I went down there to get them this time, and the bags were different. And yet, looking at the receipt, it's still the same like brand. But when actually looking at the pellets, they do actually look a little bit different, which is very odd. Right, so I've got a jug of layer pellets and a cup of mixed corn, which they absolutely love. All right, girls. See the little one? Hey, you know, he's smaller than the ducks. Come on then. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right, just mix it in. Otherwise they'll probably just eat all the corn, but I think they just eat the lot. Go on then. Yeah, the little one. There's a little one, and that's why I spill some around the outside of the food tray, because he just goes around picking up what they drop. Just looking in the nest boxes, because they have been getting in there, and I did notice the other night when I was ratting that one of the goose actually was sat in the nest box. This one here. She's definitely. Oh. I thought there was an egg there. No, it was a feather. But yeah, she's definitely been. So they do say they can have 2 clutches a year. That's why I cleaned out the nest boxes, put all fresh straw in there, and hopefully they may go for a second clutch. Right, that's it. That's a wrap for this weekend, and yep, come down now, back down home. Been a nice weekend, nice weather. Disappointing, obviously, with all the videos I did, and there was no sound. So this one's probably a shorter vlog than the others have been of recent. So, but very disappointed with that. But there's not a lot I can do about it now. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up and all that bollocks, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy days!